Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
Good morning. Welcome on board to another edition of Morning Spring. Today is a great day. It is the 270th day of the year, leaving us with 96 more days to do good. My name is Evelyn Ohiolei, welcoming you especially to this edition of Morning Spring, where we talk about issues concerning us as a people, social political issues. We'll speak to politicians, policymakers, major and critical stakeholders to help us have a better understanding of the topic of discuss. Of course, you know I did not do this alone. Femi is right here. How are you doing, Femi? Good morning.
Very well. I'm alive. Another chance at life.
Yes.
Another chance to do good, as you have said, especially from moving on from now till, we still have the life of God in us. Thank you very much. Femi Ojo is my name. Thank you for joining us today on Morning Spring or Western Spring Television. Either you're watching our channel on your TV set via the DSTV Star Times channel 190 TTT or on your social media platform on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook at Western Spring TV or Western Spring Television. We want to say a very beautiful thank you to you. Take this quick break. When we return, we do what we do. All right, kickstarting the newspaper segment. This is from the Punch. Cabinet shakeup. Cabinet shakeup. Tinubu demands 46 ministers, fresh scorecards as lobby begins. All right. And right, it says cabinet rejig will be based on ministers' performance. That's coming from the presidency. And political bigwigs, ministers intensify lobbying. And this is suspected at this time. Either some will be replaced, from the cabinet. Some might be moved from one ministry to another. But Nigerians just want to have the fruit of democracy, the dividends, as we say, through the performance and performances of these ministers in their various ministries as well. And just below that, you have the picture of the Borno State Governor, Professor Babagana Zulum, during the assessment of the flood damage on Malfa Dikwa Road in Borno State on Wednesday. All right, that is, you can see him with some of his people on a particular canoe. And, one thing that first caught my gaze on this is the fact that this is a show of leadership on one way, but then another way, this is beneath Baba Ganazon, because we have always been talking about people who make a voyage on the waters, on the sea, having life jacket.
Exactly.
And this is number one man being reckless with his life. Either it's a small water that is not that deep. This is the time to show that whenever you are traveling on the waters, this is the right thing to do.
Exactly.
I could see him here, and the canoe is even looking overcrowded as it is. And this is the regular thing people do that kills them every day.
I mean, when you talked about the fact that Babangana Zulum, this is a show of leadership, I, was looking at you with one eye. For me, this is a failure of leadership because as a number one person, this was like the right time for him to make a statement with by having his life jacket on. And this actually shows that the means of transportation here, the people here do not actually have life jackets, because if they had it and if it was a culture here, they would have definitely used it. So it really shows that the life of people will be more endangered, especially by what His Excellency Professor Babangala Zulum did.
This is below a chance to change the narrative.
This is below leadership. I should state here.
I agree with you. The show of leadership I was talking about is him taking an assessment, but that was not the point. The point is he missed a good chance, without even him talking.
Yeah.
Putting it on will show those people that this is the right way to go. But when your governor is on a canoe and he's plying the rivers and he's just there recklessly, the people will continue with their way of life. And this has been killing many people in scores. You know, when a canoe capsizes on the water, the fatality is always high. And this is not leadership at all. Below that, Kekere wants judges against corruption after Senate confirmation. That's nice. And Bobrisky, minister orders alleged bribery probe and Falana plans it. This as really what started like an online gist, you know, as a really boomerang to what, you know, the FCC has come out with a release to say they are probing their men after a delegation that maybe some of them collected 15 million naira, you know, to dead a case. That's the way it's used in Nigeria, deaden it, you know, to remove a particular allegation from this guy Idris Okune, known as Bobrisky. And of course, the mentioning of name of Folarin Falana, fast the bad guy, an entertainer with his father, senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana as well. And of course, the allegation that a controller general, you know, allowed the Bobrisky to stay and, you know, serve his time out of prison instead of the correctional center. Is a lot, and Nigerians are waiting. And Edo poll marred by vote buying and delay. NBA observers, and I think this is consistent with all the things our observers have been saying.
Yeah.
Delay and then the vote buying thing. Top strip, Dangote refinery marketers plan direct petrol purchase. Government mulls 30% TED fund allocation for student loan, and federal government proposes NRN tax for foreigners. And lastly, Yahaya Bello, EFCC files fresh 110 billion naira fraud charges. Interesting one there. That will be all from the front page of the Punch.
All right, from the Punch, we head on to the Guardian newspaper this morning. On the Guardian newspaper, of course, we have that bold, big caption on its front page talking about the ministerial shakeup. 11 ministers, senior official may go as Tinubu reshuffles cabinet, and you can see some faces of the cabinet members of the president on the front page of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Who is going, who is staying? That is what is on the lips of many Nigerians at this time, and some people might say this is coming some months late. Remember, the president said that he's going to have this shakeup, on May 1st, but then we didn't hear or see anything about that. But this September, you know, they have revisited the conversation, and it seems probably, perhaps, they are ready.
October 1 is almost here.
Yes, they are ready to, you know, let that happen. And of course, I can see the picture also of the embattled Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Edu, and on that particular.
Isn't she a minister though?
You said?
Suspended.
You said?
Edu, better Edu.
Yeah, she has been suspended, but then she has not been removed. So she says she's still in the storm as it is. And according to the Guardian newspaper, we hear that Bajabia Mila may be replaced. I mean, these are some calculations, you know, by experts or by Nigerians out there. And also Fashola may emerge new chief of staff, Ojo, fate pending. We have Uzoka Anita here, fate pending. Tijani, fate pending. Adelabu may survive shakeup. I mean, I don't know how that would happen. Nigerians have their say about that and what they are going through when it comes to power issues. Oyedele, likely Minister of State for Finance, and Salako may be removed. Edu, it says
when I saw
that
the Salako, I was like, "Ooh, Salako." Where?
So there are new faces coming in here. Edu, ministry may be scrapped, and Bagudu, fate pending. So you can see the faces of some of the ministers and new faces that may come on board. Away from that, court restrains PDP governors and WCBOT, others from dissolving pro-Wike excos in Rivers State. Disclose details of investigation, dismissed female soldier challenges army. And I also saw a snippet of the interview she had, on a TV station saying that it is not true that she's mentally unstable. You know, we took that story yesterday and we were saying this is the time where we actually need to investigate further. It was said that she was mentally unstable, and that was why she came up with her allegations against the colonel. But she has all come out to say, I mean, she has nothing, absolutely nothing to lose now since she's no longer in the army. She's saying that it is untrue that she's not mentally unstable and that the army should disclose details of their investigation if truly they did a thorough job with that. So we are looking forward to what that will bring forth. Bobrisky, FG orders probe of bribery scandal in NCOS and EFCC. After confirmation by Senate, CJN vows to sanitize judiciary. And of course, we will hold her to our words. These are not just mere promises just because you were confirmed. Madam CJN, please walk your talk. Right. Bello claims vendetta as EFCC slams another 110 billion in fresh fraud charges, and FG denies interference in petrol pump price row. These are stories you can find in the Guardian newspaper and have been put on the front page of the Guardian newspaper for today.
All right, interesting. You know, I had to go and check the minister Salako that may be removed. I wonder what that name has not really been in the news either for good or for bad. They are just there. And he is the Minister of State for Environment, actually. The substantive minister, you know, you wonder what they do at that particular Ministry of Environment. You know, the whole conversation about green energy and the rest of it. But moving on, we move to the Daily Trust for today. Daily Trust newspaper, civil servants civil servants go to work twice a week. Civil servant, and it's about the hardship, by the way. Yeah. Hardship. Civil servants go to work twice a week. Writer says even feeding is difficult. Only Lagos, Ogun, Osun approve of days. We learned of Osun herself from level 1 to 12 or thereabout, or level 1 to 10. They're allowed to go to their office 3 times a week, and the other 2 work from home. And then from level 10 or 12 to 17, you know, they have to keep coming or something like that. You know, moving on. We pretend we don't know what is happening. Director. Okay. It will lead to low productivity, analyst. So once we are in the 5 times a week, how productive is it in the first place? Now, when you have an angry and hungry person, you know, have a duty delegated to him or her, how productive can that be as well? Yeah. Talking about the hardship in the nation. And of course, you could sell the building of the Federal Secretariat in Abuja. Moving on from the Daily Trust, still publish your investigation report. Discharged female soldier tells army. And Kekere can confirm the CJN vows not to condone corruption. We hope so, and we wish you all the best. 2009 agreement, salaries. ASU gives federal government 14-day ultimatum. Here we go again. Bobrisky, federal government proves allegation against prison MD, CJ rather, and why Tinubu can't intervene in Dangote NNPCL fair price feud and presidency. I saw this news yesterday. I was like, okay, he cannot intervene as president or as minister.
He can definitely intervene.
Because he's the minister.
Exactly.
Maybe sometimes they forget how they do that.
Maybe.
That this same man is the minister in charge.
Maybe.
Because when you are issuing a statement from the presidency, don't also forget it's the minister in charge of petroleum. And if the minister is saying whatever is going on between a big-time player or the biggest player in that sector, as far as refinery is concerned, and the NNPCL is saying it's not my business, okay.
Then probably we should consider Mr. President also for a reshuffle. I mean, he should be part of the minister.
He as a minister,
exactly.
He should be replaced. That's it, actually. Someone else should. Not I mean, president,
Mr. President should replace himself. He should sack himself as a minister.
I'm telling you. MSMEs can't survive on current interest rate. Fidelity Bank MD. You know, somebody will say Aliko said it. Femi Otadola said it. Now, a deposit money bank MD is saying it. Who else must say it before any change is made. And Gombe empowers 573,429 farmers, entrepreneurs, vulnerable people. The question is with what? Okay, because when you give somebody a bag of fertilizer or just 2 pieces of cutlass, it's called empowerment in Nigeria. And then you see a big banner, musicians will come, all the cabinet members will come and do the flag off of the empowerment. That is what it is. That'll be all from the Daily Trust and the newspaper segment for this morning. We'll take this quick break. And when we come back, we'll be speaking to the conversations that has been going on, at the ongoing United Nations General Assembly and some push that has been made, on behalf of Nigeria and other developing nations as well. Talk about Nigeria asking for a seat, in fact, the permanent seat at United Nations Security Council. No African nation is represented on that council, and Nigeria is, leading that charge to say it should not stand. But then the issue of debt relief is part of the conversation. That Africa, if there must be refinancing, the review of some of the loan agreement and some other things, or somebody will say, we've had it before. How did that happen? What do we stand to gain? And in as much a debt relief was done years ago, this same democracy that we are nurturing, how come we have been burdened again with a huge debt? And this is what we are going to be talking about next. And we have a stakeholder joining us. Stay with us. It's still Morning Spring. Good evening. And I.